mix everywhere. I thought Wilson was good, Beasley, Michelle or Mitchell, Vermeulen at half time, but not at the end of the game. McPherson, Allett was dangerous, although could have done more. Wood was okay. Slorak, Brock Marnie faded out of the game a bit. Eddie was really, really good. Hootsma, Wiley, that's Shepherd on Wiley. That's what team football's all about. And even Big Jack Evans did a bit too. And Sheriff did some nice things too. So I just think they had better players all over the ground today. But on a big ground, later on in the year, the result can easily be turned around by East Geelong because I think they'll get better and better.
Yeah, like I said, they were in games, but they just couldn't get that little roll on, which we know East Geelong have been able to do. And I think if that had been the case, then they may have obviously got things a little bit more on their own terms. But as I said, their own ground, they're probably a little bit harder to play here than they would have liked. But it was a good game of football to watch, and we have been the beneficiary of that here this afternoon. So I suppose now we look at better players for the afternoon. And you want to go first, do you there?
Yeah, sure, I'll go first.
Righto, Arch, you lead us away, mate.
Yeah,
no, he needs a game next year, so Zach Smith's definitely going to get a game.
Zach Smith isn't in the votes today. I actually thought the bloke played on him. Lockie Slark played very well. He's not in my votes either, though. I've got one vote to Andy Wiley. I thought he did a lot of good things early, and I think that he does the things, as you mentioned, Grubby, that Shepherd, but I thought he was really clean with the ball. I think he might have kicked a goal or two. A one-touch player, doesn't muck around with the ball, likes to get the ball moving, is very fit as well, plays the game right out to the end. 2 votes to Braden Eddy. I think he was good off half-back all day, had good strong hands in the contest, would peel off and work the ball up forward, and I think he was one of the players who had a full 4-quarter performance. And my best on ground today was James Beasley. I think he kicked 3 goals, maybe 4, and kicked the winning goal, and I think he was in everything. Would have had probably 25, 30 touches, and I think most of those contested as well. So that's my best players for the day.
I'm pretty similar, although I think you might have left out one bloke who I'm giving 3 to, but I gave 1 vote to Eddie, just ahead of Slorak, because of the simple fact that in the end, with a free kick and a nice easy one, Zach kicked 3 goals. Had he have kept him, had been a bit more lucky, because it was only bad luck, but keeping him to 1, I thought I'd give him the 1 vote, but I got to go to Eddie. I thought Eddie was my number 1 vote, or for 1 vote. 2 was James Beasley. He did jump out of the game a little bit. He dropped away, but he came back and fought back. And I think the main 4-quarter player was the big fella in the ruck. Sobey's a really good ruckman, and I thought Hootsma absolutely dominated the ruck. He took marks around the ground, and I'm going to give Noah Hootsma 3 votes.
Okay, well I've got most ones we've mentioned, but I've given 1 vote to Slorak. I thought his game early to be able to hold up Zach Smith. And as I said, I know Zach Smith now has got no the other options. He's missing what's his name? Ezard. Ezard's missing up forward.
But Steele's there.
I think Steele played too far away from him. I would have liked to see him play a little bit deeper. As I said, he needs some help down there. He's not your key player, but if you get him on the 2nd or 3rd defender, it can be very hard to beat. But Slorak did a good job. Mitchell, I thought all day outside was pretty good. Provided a fair bit of run and a link-up play right down the ground. And for me, Braden Eddy was the best player for me on ground. I thought his first 3 quarters enormous. Probably faded a little bit in the last quarter, but he did a masterful job off the half-back line, provided plenty of run. So I reckon he will end up with 6 votes. So I reckon the award will go to Braden Eddy this week for best player on the ground. Did you get that, Grub?
Yeah, I got it, but I'm not giving it to him.
No, that's all right.
Oh, you can't give it to anyone but Hootsma. He absolutely killed him. I don't know what game you blokes were watching.
No,
I really don't.
Yeah, he played well, but as I said, it was just the way I saw things.
For 4 quarters. You already said Eddie only played 3.
Yeah, Hootsma was